Hey YouTube, it's Katrina. Welcome to day 148 of the orbit. I have a question on my channel page from Adelaide, sorry if I didn't pronounce that at all right, 084. And she said, can you do a video on how to study for college exams, please? Or please. Smiley face, thanks. And that's a great idea for my video today, especially in consideration that I have midterms coming up. So, thank you very much for your question. And I do have some advice. So first things first, even before you know that you have an exam, when you start out, it's really important that you go to class, pay attention, take notes, ask questions if you're confused in class, and do the homework. Okay, so like that in itself, even if you don't study, if you just say go to class and do the work in class and whatever, you'll do better probably than if you didn't go to class at all and decide to study on your own. So given that you've done all that, and if you haven't done all that, it's okay, just take it easy and don't do that ever again. First, it's really good to find out from your professor the format of the test. I mean, if you go in not knowing that you have a essay test and you thought that you were going to get multiple choice the whole time, then, well, find out from the professor what the test is based on. I know some professors who base everything on class notes rather than homework. Some of them base everything off the homework and not really what's in class. It varies for each professor, so know what they are going to test you on. More often than not, they're going to say everything. Whenever they drop hints like this is probably going to be on a test, write it down because it will probably be on a test. So the next thing is, when you're ready to study, gather everything that you need to study, books, notes, post-it notes, highlighters, pens, pencils, gather all those materials so that when you're studying, you're not like, oh, I need to go get this other thing. So where you study should be a quiet place with no distractions, meaning don't have the television on, don't have your music on, unless you're somebody, I don't know why, but there are some kinds of people that study better when there's white noise going on in the background. Sometimes it's silence that you just can't handle the silence, especially in today's world where there's noise going on all around us. But good idea, good rule of thumb is to just have a quiet place that's comfortable. You want to be comfortable when you study. There has been research that shows if you're in a place that's very similar to the actual testing environment, if you can actually study in the testing environment, you'll do a lot better than, say, if you studied someplace else. But then again, there are studies that say if you study in various different places, then you will do better because you won't be associating the knowledge to any specific place. So, I don't know. Whichever one sounds best to you, take that one. I'm just saying, be comfortable. Before you study, eat something, take care of yourself, eat something, take care of your hygiene, and make sure that you go to the bathroom because, you sit down to study and then all these different little things distract you, like, oh, I should get a snack, oh, I should get water, blah, blah, blah. Just have everything you need to make you stay in one place for a while. Next, you're ready to study, right? So set goals and meet them. Spread your studying out over the course of several days. In other words, don't cram. It is not a good idea. It's best if you space out your studying because otherwise you'll just overload your brain. You don't want to burn yourself out and make your head explode. That's just not a good thing for learning, okay? Try to sit in one place and really focus and study for at least a half an hour and then take a 5-minute break, just give yourself a break to just like, because we are not machines. We have limitations. We are human beings and our brains they need to be loved. Especially if you're studying from a computer screen, which I find increasingly more people study from their computers. It's best if you take a break from staring at your screen, give your eyes a break. Be kind to yourself. When it comes to actually studying for the test, things are like different methods of studying are different per person. You know, if you're somebody who learns from singing and you decide to sing your way through the glossary that you're going to be tested on, that's great. Whatever helps your memory. I hate flashcards. I don't use flashcards, but I know lots of people who depend on them. The way that I study is that I go into whatever assignments, like chapters, articles, things like that I was given. I catch up on those. I highlight, underline, circle, make lots and lots of notes in the margins. Outlines work really well too. You start with a general outline, and then you start to just fill it in as much as possible. I try to see how, like, what in my notes seems most important to the professor. If there's any major ideas, theories, formulas, know those, because that's like the meat of what you're learning. It's those big ideas that the professors want you to take away. So after you study for the day or the night, after you're done with your studying period, take a nap or go to sleep for the night. And there's a good reason for that. There's lots of studies that show that people have better memory for information after they've had sleep or after they've taken a break and not been distracted by something that's mentally taxing. You learn everything, you know, you're putting all the stuff in your brain, and then you go to sleep, full night's sleep, you know, or you take a nap, and the information that you learn gets integrated to your mind. You know, it's like marinating in your brain. You want to give your brain a chance to kind of process everything that happened that day. So, speaking of sleep, the night before the test, get a full night's sleep. But before you get that full night's sleep, make sure that you set aside everything and anything that you're going to need the next day. I'm talking clothes, shoes, books, your pen and pencil for your test, and make sure that there's a good eraser on the pencil, because Scantrons, that if you need to erase and you don't have a good eraser, oh my gosh, that's very stressful. It's just one less thing to stress out about. Going into the test, just relax. You know, if you're somebody who gets anxious on tests, take deep breaths. Try to just do something that soothes you. Actually, there's, speaking like nerves-wise, in people's arms, on their forearm, like very gently go like that on your forearm. Don't like scratch your arm open, oh my gosh. You studied what you studied, you know what you know, you learned what you learned. So just take a deep breath and just focus. Don't worry about anyone else around you. You know, you did your best in studying, so now you have the time to show it. If there's a question on the test that kind of freaks you out the first time you see it, just ignore it for now, skip it, do everything else that you know, and then go back, because chances are by the time you get back to that question, you'll have remembered something, or other questions could have helped you in your mental processes remember the answer to the other question. Everything's kind of linked together. Okay, so I hope that helps a little bit. How about you guys? How do you study? Do you have any tips for studying? You can leave comments below, and I look forward to reading them, because I want to do better on tests. Hey, you know. Okay, guys. So I will see you tomorrow, and I hope that you have a great night. Bye.